Watching
Hello.
Misbehave right now.
Oh,
Hi.
hi,
Sorry,
hi.
of course
That's
we're on
okay.
when I say that.
That's all right.
Misbehaving animals always misbehave when you don't want them to.
Yes. Hello, good evening. How are you two?
Good.
Thriving.
Thriving.
Thriving is good.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
and
hello.
Oh,
hello to Bo.
See? What did I tell you? She said
uh,
all day he was good, and now, of
Yep,
course.
literally all day he was great, and I think it's because I'm speaking. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, is
Yeah.
that him? Do I hear him whining?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like I'm confused.
All right. So yeah, hi. We thought we would take a look at this. Great. Great. Hold on. Okay, wait. I just tried to do a screen share and it said screen sharing is not allowed.
What?
Okay, now
Oh, I see
oh,
it
there
now.
we go.
what the heck?
Apparently it is allowed because there it
Apparently it
is.
is. Okay, so let me adjust this. Um, I'm kind of picky. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, after abortion bans, who would have guessed that infant mortalities, and births increased? Imagine that.
I certainly never predicted this. What about you? How
Could
about
not
you,
have seen it
readings?
coming.
No.
Oh yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect children who are born into situations with parents who can't provide for them would, face consequences, but okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So the fine. Oh no, I don't know if this is gonna happen.
Uh-oh. The dog has decided he doesn't like it.
Okay, I'm so sorry. This I don't know if this is gonna happen. Um, he is a nice dog, but he has utterly no training or manners of any kind.
Oh.
Oh,
He doesn't respond to any sort of commands of like no or stop. And if I turn my back for a second, he will snatch something and destroy it. So,
Oh.
yes.
What kind of
Um,
dog is he?
he's a Labrador retriever.
Of course he is.
a labubu or whatever they say.
A labubu.
Labubu. What's a
And
labubu? Does anyone know?
Listen, I'm too old to know what labubus are. I only vaguely know what they are, but I don't get it. So,
yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Also, his owner never got him neutered until he was 5 years old.
oh,
Oh my
geez,
god.
no.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I don't know. He's very nice, but he has no training or no manners or no recall or no response to any corrections, etc.
Yep.
So,
No
we'll
thoughts, head empty type of dog.
yes. So if he's barking or whining and I say don't or no or stop, he has no reaction.
Let's press on.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't want to have to keep muting and dealing with his barking, but we'll
Mm,
see. Right now, he's just like letting me pet him, and maybe he'll chill out. We'll see.
yeah.
Okay, so thanks for everyone's patience. Good
We'll give
lord.
it a go.
Yeah, we can give it a go. So,
Yeah.
after abortion bans ended, infant mortality and births increased. The findings showed the highest mortality occurred among infants who were Black, lived in southern states, or had fetal birth defects.
Mhm.
So, no, um, no surprises there.
Mm, mm.
Okay, so infant mortality increased along with births in most states, with abortion bans in the first 18 months after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, according to new research. The findings in two studies published Thursday in the journal JAMA also suggest that abortion bans can have the most significant effects on people who are struggling economically or who are in other types of challenging circumstances, health policy experts said. I mean, this just seems like common sense to
Yeah, big
me.
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, whoops. Ah, what did I do? Good Lord. The groups that are most likely to have children as a result of abortion bans are also individuals who are most likely, for a number of different reasons, to have higher rates of infant mortality, said Alyssa Blinsky, a professor of health policy at Brown University who was not involved in the research. Overall, infant mortality was 6% higher than expected in states that implemented abortion bans, said Alison Gemmell, one of the researchers who is a demographer and perinatal epidemiologist in the Department of Population, Family, and Reproductive Health at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. That number reflected increases in 9 states, wow, decreases in 4, and no change in 1. That's so sad, infant mortality. Why would infant mortality increase, do you think?
Lily, you might have firsthand experience because of your job.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been there too long, but if I had to guess, I would say, well, the vast majority of the patients I see, especially our abortion patients, are lower income, and we do get a lot of out-of-state patients too, particularly from Texas. And when people are struggling and don't really have the resources to support themselves, and a lot of these women also already have children, they already have like 3 or 4 kids. I could just see them struggling to provide basic needs for their children, and also if their child has special needs, like providing medical care for that child would be more difficult. And
Right, yeah.
some, oh, sorry.
No, no, go please.
And then some of my patients, I had a patient come in like 2 weeks ago who was in a situation of domestic violence. She already had like 4 children with this partner, and she was pregnant again, and she felt like she had to come in and terminate the pregnancy even though she didn't really want to, because her partner um, struggled with substance abuse and he was
Mhm.
abusive, and so it was just like one of those kinds of situations.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. That's sad.
She ended up not
Yeah.
going through with it.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's always hard to see that.
Mhm. Danny in the chat also mentioned like birth defects, maybe. Of course, I don't know why
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, a birth defect, that's not survivable, of
Mm.
course, could lead to
Yeah, I
lead.
mean my mind went right away to like if you're really poor and you don't have health insurance, you're
Mhm.
probably not doing the prenatal checkups at all. And depending on your level of education about pregnancy and stuff, you may not know
Mhm.
what you need to do. I guess as far as like taking vitamins
Hmm.
and stuff. I mean, yeah, not that that's like causing anything, but just like everything adding up. You don't get the tests, you don't see a doctor.
Yep.
Um,
And even if you could and are though, if abortion is banned in your state,
oh right,
then
yeah, like if you have a fetus with anencephaly, like it's banned, so you can't have an abortion for a non-viable fetus.
Mhm. Oh, it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy. Can you hear the dog chewing on his toy?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, anyway. Dr. Gemmell said that among non Hispanic Black infants, mortality was 11% higher after abortion bans were implemented than would have been expected. Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah, and I noticed that's a funny way to put it. So the previous paragraph said 6% higher than expected, and this one says 11% higher than expected. So like 6 and 11 doesn't sound like a lot, but
Hmm.
if they expected like a third of people and then
Hmm.
it's higher even than that, like that's a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you can't tell either way, but it's just kind of a weird way that they're kind of futzing with the numbers.
Hmm. Also, there were more babies born with congenital birth defects, situations in which women have been able to terminate their pregnancies if not for abortion bans.
Yeah.
Right, of course. Ugh. Like, I can't imagine how awful it would be to like have a wanted pregnancy and then to realize that your fetus has something that it's not going to survive and there's nothing you can do about it to like end either
Yeah.
of your suffering.
I literally
Yeah.
had this situation
Oh, tell
maybe
us.
3 weeks ago, where I mean, okay, so people like to assume that in in cases where women are seeking an abortion, the pregnancy is unwanted because or but that's just not really true all the time. We had a patient come in who did want the pregnancy and she had been trying a really long time with IVF and then she found out that her baby had some kind of genetic mutation or something was wrong. And so she decided to go forward with the procedure, but it was just
Mm,
and I was in on that procedure and it was very emotional and just seeing
yeah.
another person struggling and just seeing somebody else's heartbreak and knowing that she doesn't really want to do this, but
Mhm.
she had to do it was
Yeah.
just, yeah, I
Yeah.
Um,
don't know. It was just really awful.
if you can find it online, I would recommend the documentary After Tiller
Mm.
about Dr. Tiller, who was assassinated for being an abortion provider.
Hmm.
And it's about the remaining providers at his clinic, and who primarily do late term abortions.
Yeah.
Um, and
Mhm.
the fact is when it is late term like that, it is primarily pregnancies that are absolutely wanted,
Yeah.
but can't be sustained due to something that's going to happen to the baby when it's born.
Yeah.
Um, the documentary is really good and really emotional.
I was just gonna say that the one of the biggest lies that pro-birthers tell
Mhm.
is that, first of all, that late term abortions are the most common type, which is not
Yeah.
true.
No, that's so not true.
So it's like the vast minority of them. And then the second lie is that they are just doing like they're aborting fetuses like post 5 months of development because they
Right.
just change their mind. They just
Yeah, like
decided, no,
an 8.5-month-old or an 8.5-month pregnant woman is just like, "You know what?
right,
Actually not today." Like, that's not
No.
right.
happening. Be so for
No.
real.
Most late term abortions, like Lily said, are it's wanted. It's just they're not compatible with life. Something
Mm,
horrible goes wrong. And yeah.
yeah. Yeah, really good documentary called After Tiller. Highly recommend.
I remember when Tiller was assassinated.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, by
Mhm.
pro-life people committing literal, actual, for real murder. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, make it make sense.
I'm like, curious as to what year that was now.
90s?
It was the 90s. I just want to know what.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay.
right. Murder.
Wait,
Oh, actually, no.
2000s?
2009.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
wait, 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 wait. Is this the same George Tiller? Is his name George? Oh, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
2009. Wow, okay. Wow, that was much more recent than I
Oh,
thought.
why did I
Oh wow,
have
that's when that came
false?
out.
Yeah, why did I have false memories of it being when in the 90s when I was a teenager? I guess not. I
Hmm.
was very much not a teenager in 2009.
Yeah, me neither. I was an adult.
Yeah, I think I turned 30 that year.
Mm. Okay, let's see here. So determining the brains. Overall, the researchers found that in the states that implemented near total abortion bans or bans after 6 weeks just shush after 6 weeks gestation during that period. No,
He wants to talk too.
I know.
He's got stuff to say. It's all right. That's fine.
One. Okay. Um, States that implemented near total abortion bans or bans after 6 weeks gestation during that period, there were 478 more deaths of babies in their first year of life after the bans were implemented than would have been expected based on previous year's data. Wow,
So
478 more.
it's so evil because not the baby didn't survive anyway, right?
Hmm.
And now the family probably has crippling medical debt too.
Yeah. Yeah.
When she
literally the baby couldn't have survived, and this is proof,
Right.
right? It did die.
It did die of natural causes, but obviously once it's born, the parents are going to try to give, if it has a fatal heart defect or a
Yeah.
brain defect, like they're probably racking up
Yep.
an ungodly amount of medical bills. So she
Yep.
could have had an abortion and gotten it mercifully taken care of, or now, but now she can't. They're like ruined.
Yep.
And the baby died anyway. Like there was never a chance for it to have a normal childhood or whatever.
Yeah, that's so sad.
The 6-week
Yeah.
cutoff is also insane
Yeah, you don't
because
even
the
know you're
very
pregnant.
no, like a lot of women don't even know. And at the clinic I work at, the earliest cutoff is 5 weeks because any earlier and the provider sometimes can't even see the pregnancy on an ultrasound.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so then choosing to administer medications or go with a procedure is not it's too early because then you can't definitively confirm that the pregnancy was terminated if you couldn't see it in the first place. And so, I don't know, like 6 weeks is still like so early.
So
And
early.
most patients are under 11 weeks that we get, but it will be like, oh, 6 and 7 days or 7 and 1 day or something. So to cut it off there is just
Yeah, I actually have a
yeah, it's
question
basically just
that you might know based on your,
mhm,
knowledge, but so there's obviously plan B, right? You take it right after. But
yeah.
is there a window between when plan B is effective and then when you can have like a traditional either medical or surgical abortion later? Like is that, like you said, you can't tell at 5 weeks. So it's too late for plan B and too early for like a regular abortion? Is that the window?
Mhm.
So, I think with Plan B, it works by preventing
Implantation.
implantation,
Mm,
and so if you're pregnant, then implantation's already happened and Plan B is not gonna really do anything for you.
okay.
So that's why you have to take Plan B as soon as you can to prevent the egg from implanting in the
Yeah,
uterus.
I think it's like
Oh.
most ideal is right away. Up to 72 hours is probably okay, but after
Mm.
72 is like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So, to my layman ears, it kind of sounds like Plan B might be like a super concentrated, like taking a birth control pill, like just like bombarding your body with like the same thing that a birth control pill does, which is basically preventing anything from implanting, as is my understanding.
I think birth
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know Plan B is levonorgestrel, but I don't know
Mm.
exactly how it works, but I know it's just, the main purpose is to try to prevent implantation.
yeah, doesn't okay, so I have never taken birth control, I've never needed to. But is it not that it prevent or it stops an egg from actually being released?
No, I took it and I could be wrong, but I think your eggs still release. You
Oh,
still.
it says, I just Googled, it says birth control prevents ovulation and make it
Oh,
difficult
wait.
for sperm to reach the egg. Whereas plan B, like there could be an egg, but it will prevent it from implanting in the uterus.
Well, shut my mouth. I did not know that.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Birth rate increases were higher among communities with socioeconomic disadvantages and in states that have the worst maternal and mental and child health outcomes. Imagine that.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Jesus.
What happens when you ban abortion is that you create enormous inequality in access to abortion. Yeah, said Caitlin Myers of Middlebury College, who studies similar abortion data but was not involved in the new research.
I mean, that's always been the case though.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
back in the day when it was illegal everywhere, rich people's daughters still got their
Yes.
abortions.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only moral abortion is my abortion. Yeah.
Right, 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 right. We know that.
Yeah. The studies evaluated data from birth and death certificates and census records for all 50 states from January 2012 through December 2023. That timeframe allowed researchers to compare trends in births and infant mortality in the years before the Supreme Court overturned the national right to abortion in June 2022 with data in the 18 months afterward. At the time, 14 states had implemented near total abortion bans or bans after 6 weeks gestation during that period. Now 16 have. While
Crazy.
national data has shown that, well, national data has shown that because of factors like telemedicine and out of state travel, overall abortion rates have actually increased since the Supreme Court's ruling.
Yeah.
Wow. That does not mean that everyone who needed or sought an abortion could obtain one, Dr. Myers said. She said the research showed that two dynamics were behind the increase in infant mortality. One aspect is that when women are not allowed to end pregnancies of fetuses with congenital anomalies, Jesus, the babies often die within days or weeks after birth. Right.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
what did you
what is the
achieve?
point?
Right.
Especially when there is a defect like what's the one that you mentioned, e.g.,
Oh, anencephaly?
right, when your baby's
Hmm.
born literally without a skull, like
Yeah. No
that's
brain, really? Just a brain stem?
Yeah.
they want it born anyway. For what?
So
So
it
now
just
you've forced a woman to go through an entire pregnancy and give birth,
yeah.
and then
And then force her to go through the
just,
death of her child too.
oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, and like I said, like not only is the grief prolonged, but now what are their medical bills like? That ruins people for the
Yeah.
rest of their lives. Because a baby with anencephaly is going to live at the hospital until it dies. Let's be real.
Mhm. And I think also when it comes to like the religious crowd, there's also that like you're never going to get around their insane belief in a miracle. Like
Mm,
if they pray enough, a miracle could happen and that baby could overcome its
no.
whatever, so it has to be born so that that could possibly
Mm.
happen.
Yeah, I've
To
also
overcome
met.
not having a brain.
Yeah,
Okay.
how do you overcome that?
Yeah, but through God.
I have literally met religious people who, and this is why they have a lack of empathy a lot of times, like at least for the American strains of like evangelicalism and whatever, is that they believe that if you are suffering a misfortune, like if you get sick, if you have a baby with anencephaly, if you start a business and it goes bankrupt, whatever, it means you're not right with Jesus. It means that you did something that it's like a weird karma system that you've like brought it on yourself. If something happens to you, if you are a victim of a crime, anything. So they're like, well, yeah, I mean, her baby was born without a brain and we're going to pray for her. But like, there's this thing underneath where they're like, well, maybe if she got right with Jesus,
Yep.
she wouldn't have these misfortunes in her life.
Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah, it's called something. Prosperity gospel, I
Yeah.
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. If you're right with Jesus and you pray enough, then you too
Right.
can.
Yeah, and if anything happens to you, big or small, like life ruining or just inconvenient, it means that you're not living right and you have to get right with Jesus.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, for real.
So let's see. Dr. Myers said the research showed that two dynamics were behind the increase in infant mortality. One as oh, I think I read this. Yes, so when babies often die within days or weeks of birth.
Hmm.
Another aspect is that women who cannot obtain abortions by traveling to other states or by ordering pills by mail are more likely to be poor, more likely to be women of color, and those populations have higher rates of maternal morbidity and mortality, infant complications, and infant mortality, Dr. Myers said. Much of the overall increase was driven by data from Texas, said Suzanne Bell, a co author of the studies and a professor in the same department at Johns Hopkins as Dr. Genmel. Bear with me.
It's fine. I can just hear his little pause. He's okay.
It's super quiet.
No, he's getting
Yeah.
something he shouldn't.
Oh
Oh,
no.
yeah. Rescue whatever he's got. Oh, there's no dog more destructive than labs, I swear. If they're not trained, like, ugh.
Those Labubu's, man.
Labubu's.
I'm not too old to know what Labubu really is, so I'm probably using it wrong.
Like I know what they are. I think I just don't get it. Like I'm like, why though? But you know what? I also was alive for the whole like Beanie Baby, Furby, Cabbage Patch Kid thing, like
Oh,
in
yep, yep.
different eras, and I feel like most of those things were also really ugly and you look at them and you're like, why though? I mean, Beanie
Cabbage
Babies,
Patch Kids.
yeah, I even when I was a kid, like they came out when I was a kid and I didn't think they were cute at all. I didn't like them. They
No,
looked
they're
kind of
so
creepy.
ugly.
Yeah, they're super ugly. Like, what is that? The Beanie Babies can be cute. Like they're like little Pokemon. Some of them are cute. But the most of the time when you've got this like craze of a toy, you look at it and it's like, what is the draw? I don't understand why this is so viral. Or like
There was
Tickle
a
Me Elmo's. Remember Tickle Me?
Oh, yeah,
Was-
yeah, yeah. I remember those.
yeah. What were you
There
gonna
was a
say? What
Thai
was
Beanie Babies like Webkins-esque website. And when I
really?
was a kid, I used to go on there, and it was sort of mini social media at the time, where you could enter the code for one of your Beanie Babies and put their name in. You could make a little room for them in the
Oh,
game, and you could talk to other
Oh,
kids who play the game, and it was kind of fun.
that's kind of cute. That's like offers you a little bit more interactivity, you know, a little bit more fun. Anyway, hi Radical. We're just talking about
ugh.
Labubu's, and then
Labubus.
it just sort of like went to other toys that grew viral and were a craze. And
This freaking dog snatched my samosa takeout container right out of the garbage can and was
no,
shredding it. Like, if I turn my back for a second, he will snatch literally
you
anything.
know he does it on purpose for attention. I can guarantee.
Oh, yeah, but,
Because
like
he got you to chase him and take it out of his mouth, and he's like, "I
but,
want
like,
your attention."
he has no reaction. Like, when you go in there and take it away, like, there's no he's not, like, scampering to get away, or he's not like,
No,
"Hee hee," like, there's no reaction.
but that's because he has no brain cells too.
Oh
Ugh.
my god.
When I got here yesterday, in the first hour, he destroyed, like, just it's so fast. He'll just snatch anything and start destroying it. And he got the mat that his food bowls are put on. He got a package of cotton rounds from the woman's bathroom. He got I can't even remember, like, multiple things.
Why does she? Okay, and this is no shade to your client or whatever, but why does she have so many biteable things out in reach of this very destructive dog?
I don't know.
It sounds
I
like
don't
her place
know.
isn't destructive dog proof. Like, I feel like when you have a Labubu as destructive as him, you should put your stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really that much, but it's like anything. And he's also huge because, like I said, he was not neutered until he was 5, so he is
Oh yeah,
massive, and he can reach and stretch, and he will go up on his back feet to reach whatever. And if
I'm
my back is
sorry.
turned for a second, something is getting ripped apart.
Listen, I know you're having a hard time right now, but I'm like laughing over
I
here.
know. It's crazy. Like,
I
he doesn't
know.
if you say no, if you say drop
No,
it,
he doesn't
like,
have any reaction.
no reaction, no brain cells. He doesn't care that he's in trouble. He doesn't
Oh.
like nothing. And I'm like, how did you get this dog to 6 years of age?
Yeah,
And there is literally no at all.
and they're supposed to calm down after a while. 6? He's 6.
He's 6
Wow. Okay.
and he doesn't know like sit. He doesn't know come. He doesn't
Oh
know
no.
no. He doesn't like
No.
nothing. Anyway. Ah.
Oh
Ah.
man.
Yeah.
Ah.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes. So let's see here. Much of the overall increase was driven by data from Texas, said Suzanne Bell, a co author of the studies and a professor in the same department as John Hopkins as Dr. Gremmel. Dr. Bell said all but 94 of the additional 478 infant deaths were in Texas, which has a much larger population than in any other state with bans. Wow, all but 94.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
they're right though. Like Texas
Yeah,
is
the
fucking
Texas.
huge. Like
Hmm.
I don't think people outside the US or even in the US realize how big Texas is.
Yeah.
I think you can fit all of Europe in Texas. I feel like
Yeah,
I've
I mean, it's
seen
fairly big, but it's not like there are provinces in Canada that are much bigger than Texas.
yeah, but
Not
they don't have
population-wise, but
population density. I was gonna say, like, it's all like the Yukon up there.
yeah. Yeah. Whoops. Yikes,
Yeah,
I did
that's a
not
good
mean to do that.
idea.
He freaking bonked my arm, and it made me click that.
No, but I agree with Gabrielle.
Yeah. Well, had I mean, I didn't know it was gonna be this bad ahead of time. I do always do a meet and greet, and he was, like, crazy, like, hyper energetic, but that's not unusual when you're meeting a dog for the first time. Like, I've
Yeah.
definitely that's fairly normal. you're a new person. But then, yeah, when you don't actually know the full behaviors until you get here.
Yeah. Next time,
Yep.
surcharge.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Infant mortality in Texas was 9.4% higher after abortion bans were implemented than would have been expected, the research found. In the other 8 states with bans that showed increases, that rate changed from 1.3% increase in Mississippi to an 8.6 increase in Kentucky. The researchers attributed the dominant influence of Texas on the data partly to the fact that in September 2021, about 9 months before the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision, Texas implemented a strict ban on abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Another factor, Dr. Bell said, was that before that time, a relatively high proportion of Texas women seeking abortions were able to obtain them from healthcare providers there, but after the bans, clinics and other abortion services closed, forcing women to travel long distances across that sprawling state. It's so fucked up. It is so fucked up.
Yeah.
In many of the other states, Dr. Bell said, there were already very few abortion providers before the bans, so women were already traveling out of state and were already unable to obtain abortion. 5 states with bans did not show higher infant mortality than expected. In Louisiana, the rate did not change. In Idaho, Missouri, West Virginia, and Wisconsin, the rate decreased. Interesting. The researchers said that this was most likely because neighboring states, including Illinois, Washington State, and Maryland, were providing expanded access to abortion.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, 6-week or full bans. Oh wow, full bans. I think I guess I didn't realize that there are some states where it was full bans.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. I thought like 6 weeks was like the most extreme, but there are a few states that are full bans.
I guess what
That's
surprises
insane.
it is insane. It also surprises me that Utah is not a full ban state. I would have
Yeah,
thought so.
18 weeks.
Yeah, they're Mormon, so I would have thought
Like four
they
and a half
for
months.
sure. Right. That's like how it was before all this
Yeah.
shit happened.
Damn. Full bans. That is
Like most of the states here when Roe v. Wade was still active, it was like you could get one before the quote unquote age of viability.
Mhm.
And then after that, you needed like special dispensation from a doctor. Like if your baby had anencephaly, right? You could get like special permission.
Yeah.
That's how it used to work. And I don't feel like there was anything wrong with that. Like I don't know why they changed that.
Just looking at this map too, like in the states with full bans, like man, if you're in like a Louisiana or a Mississippi, like
Mm-hmm.
to travel to get an abortion, like where are you gonna go?
You have to fly,
Right.
really. I
And
mean,
people like statistically in those states are, there's
poor.
quite a lot of poverty in those states.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
And even so, like the nearest state is 6 weeks. You're probably well beyond 6 weeks. So then what? Like, fuck, man. That's
Yeah,
so,
and it's like you have to include the time until you find out you're pregnant. Then there's the like whether an appointment is available for you, and then there's the travel time.
and the
So that's
money.
why, and well, the money, yeah, but I'm just like talking about like 6 weeks is
Yeah.
so
You're never
soon.
going to catch that.
No.
And catching it under 6 weeks is pretty rare. I don't see that a lot.
Yeah. I feel like you have to be maybe trying for a baby and like really taking those tests like very regularly to but if you're not expecting it and you just become pregnant by accident, like I don't see how you
Yeah.
could even detect that.
By the time 6 weeks comes, you could just think, like, oh, weird, my period is really out of joint. Like,
Yeah. And that's the other like I used to have irregular periods.
oh,
Like what
me
if you
too.
have yeah, like if you have
6 or
irregular
4 weeks
periods
is not unusual for me.
no, like as a general rule, you might it might ping like, oh, it's late this month. That's weird. But it wouldn't be like, oh shit, I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wasn't the case for me, and I have had irregular periods my whole life.
Yeah.
So I mean, a few times when I was young, I would freak out, but like after a while, when you get used to it, it's like, no, I'm on the birth control pill.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just I'm just I'm not regular, so
Yeah. So, in addition, they said the demographics and relatively low socioeconomic status of residents in most of the southern states contributed to higher infant mortality and higher birth rates after abortion bans were imposed. There are just very long standing disparities in these outcomes that are shaped by state policies, Dr. Gemmell said. Abortion opponents said they had a different interpretation of the data. Oh boy. All of these
here we go.
excess children who were born would have been killed in induced abortions, said Dr. Donna Harrison, who is director of research at American Association of Pro-Life Obstetrician and Gynecologists. This means that anyone lamenting the results of this study isn't really concerned that these babies died. Rather, they wish they would have been killed earlier in the womb.
Yes.
I mean,
For the ones that languished and died weeks or months after birth, racking up huge bills for their families and causing untold grief to their mothers, yes,
and
that would
also
have been
the
more
suffering of the
merciful.
baby.
The suffering of the baby, right? I mean, if it has anencephaly,
Yeah.
it can't think at all, but like,
Some kind of a crazy heart defect or whatever. Like,
And abortion
yeah, like,
procedures are statistically so much safer than actually going through childbirth.
hmm
So,
yeah,
yeah, if this was terminated sooner, that would have been better for everybody.
yeah,
everybody,
this,
right?
this language is just
So
so fucked up.
yeah, it's like she's completely ignoring the fact that there's so many deaths of these babies and they weren't viable, like, clearly, because they didn't even survive their first year. So
And no one is wishing that babies would be killed. Again,
No,
no,
literally
it
no
is
one
so
is
sick to hear those.
saying, "Yay, we want more babies to die." No one feels like that.
no. It's a tragedy. I mean, it's just like Lily's story about the mother with the tragic pregnancy. Like, she didn't want that.
Yeah.
Who would want that?
Oh, the language is so awful.
Yeah,
And they feel so fucking righteous.
they do, but
Ugh.
that's because they ignore the suffering and they have no empathy for the babies or the women or the families that have to go through this. None.
The analysis of birth data found that in the states with abortion bans, the rates of birth per 1,000 women of reproductive age increased by 1.7% more than would be expected from previous year's data. It might seem like a 1.7% change in the fertility rate isn't a big deal, but it's actually a very big deal, Dr. Gemmell said. She said that demographers considered such an increase very significant and noted that it was higher than the 1.4% increase in birth rates related to the COVID pandemic.
Okay, I have a bone to
Mm,
pick. I hate
Oh,
the way that the media is saying fertility rate. It's not a fertility rate, it's a birth rate. But whenever they talk about the lack of replacement, like, for births in this country, they always say fertility. But it's not that people aren't able to have children, it's that they choose not to, or they'll terminate a non-viable pregnancy, or family plans that they're not having children too young or too many that they can handle. Like, it's
mhm.
that people are choosing not to have them. Or like, our economy's fucked, right? So, like, who can afford it? A lot of times having kids is like you're basically dooming yourself to poverty. So, yeah, I just hate that. It's a birth rate. It's people choosing not to. A lot of people here would like to have kids.
Yeah,
It's just that they can't because of the cost of living and everything.
yeah,
And the life balance is terrible in the United States, and it's just childcare is so expensive. It's awful.
yeah,
So fertility, it has nothing to do with a fertility. That's the ability to get pregnant.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, I that's a really good point because um, the difference in women more readily getting pregnant isn't changing because of abortion bans, and they're
Right.
kind of making it sound like that, so that's misleading.
Yes, and this is not a cause for celebration, because all the 1% ghouls care about is replacing cogs in the machine, right? So they're like, "Oh, it's a very
Mm,
big deal that it's a 1.7. That's great. We're getting more births in this country, but these are births that weren't planned for, weren't wanted, can't be sustained. A lot of them are sick and dying young, and then the ones that aren't could be born in poverty or in situations where they're not going to have good lives." So, like, simply having more births without addressing all of the various social ills in our country is not going to help anything.
No.
Yeah, big time. Okay. Charlotte says calling it a fertility rate is how they can frame it as a problem when really it's mostly people's choice not to have children, not increased infertility.
Correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that way nobody has to address why, like, millennials and younger are choosing not to have kids. A lot of them want to have kids. I mean, you see it online. They're like, "Hey, I'd love to have kids, but we're staying child free because we can't afford it. Like, we can't do it."
Yep, exactly.
I don't know. People are
Um,
doing it right now. I've so many patients come in and they're younger than me and they already have more than one child. And I think, I don't know how they're doing this.
They're probably poor or like struggling.
Oh, they
yeah.
Or
definitely are.
yeah.
So, in states with abortion bans, that increase translated to 22,180 more births than expected, the researchers said. Dr. Belinsky, who wrote an editorial accompanying the studies, said that the findings presented an opportunity to galvanize efforts to improve support systems and funding for pregnant women and infants, regardless of one's views on abortion. Can you hear him chomping?
A
Mm-mm.
little bit, but I can't really like
Okay.
it just sounds like a little bit of noise, but it's
Just
not
chewing on his
obtrusive
toy.
or anything. Yeah, he's good.
These papers are not going to resolve disagreements about abortion in this country, she said. People are going to look at these papers, and particularly the results about birth rates, and I think have very different reactions. But nobody is in favor of infants dying. We should want to prevent infant mortality, and in many cases, infant mortality is preventable, she said. She added, if we are in a world where more people who perhaps didn't plan to and didn't feel prepared to become parents are becoming parents, we should think about what it means to be supporting those families in a real and tangible way.
And that's why I don't take pro-lifers seriously because
Mm.
I would have more respect for them if they also voted for politicians that were pro social program, pro help the poor, not slashing the budgets of everything that mothers and children might need to make their lives easier. But they don't. They don't vote for that.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Of course
Exactly.
not. Dr.
no.
Belinsky said the study results underscored the need for policies and programs like Medicaid, the child tax credit, parental leave, and affordable childcare.
Oh,
I would,
so all the stuff that they're slashing right now.
yeah, of course, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Also, add on to this list probably food stamps.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Snap.
yeah.
Yeah, SNAP, which just got decimated.
Yeah.
They're doing the same, like a lot of similar stuff here. We have a super conservative government in my province. Um, I've we call them maple magas because they're
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Anyway, they for the provincial for disability, like for people who are unable to work due to physical or mental disability, they just recently cut their payments by $200 a month,
Yeah.
which to begin with, it was 1688 a month.
Oh my God.
That's nothing.
That's already
That's
nothing. And
already nothing.
what are they doing with this money that they just took from these people? Where are they gonna put it?
In their own pockets, probably.
Yeah,
Oh.
literally. Yep. It's insane.
Yeah, so it all comes back to the prosperity gospel, I swear, because they cut the programs because they think that these people deserve their fate. Like if you're disabled, you deserve it. If you're a woman who has a baby or even a couple that has a baby that you're not prepared for, well, you deserve it. You're being punished. This is your punishment. So that's what they think, and they don't think anyone should get a quote unquote handout. Like we're not going to do handouts for
Mhm.
people. Very Christ-like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So I would hope that as a country, looking at these results, she said, we can all kind of agree that those children and families should have an opportunity to thrive. I would hope, but we just know that that's so
That's
not
not the
the case.
case. No. No.
No.
Good times.
I used to follow a group called Christian Leftists on Facebook
Uh-huh.
a long time ago, and I'm not a Christian. I've never been one. I don't believe in God or whatever. But I could at least respect them because they, at least from what they posted, they tried to they were leftist in that they wanted the social programs and the safety nets and everything like that. They wanted like equality and peace and all that stuff. Even I guess they were trying to emulate Jesus more, not like the right wingers.
Right?
So it's like if you oppose abortion on the grounds that you think that it's unequivocal murder, no matter what, I don't think you can then turn around and punitively deny the unfortunate of the world, like help or aid or whatever. It doesn't jive with your
Mhm.
teachings, right?
Mhm.
Like, you know, and obviously
So,
they're not pro-life because they're fine with mothers dying.
yeah, exactly. I guess I just, like you were saying, they don't put their money where their mouth is. They say they're pro-life, but then they don't care about anyone's quality of life or these children's quality of life.
No?
It's just like, we just want to churn out, we don't really care what happens to them.
Yeah, that's kinda what they were saying in the article, like, "Oh,
Mhm.
the birth rates increase." It's like, "Okay, but what kind of lives are these people going to the ones that even survive?" Because as we also read in the article, a lot of these babies are dying, so the
Mhm.
ones that actually live, like, what kind of life are they gonna have?
You know, here I come with another documentary recommendation. There's a documentary called Children Underground, which is
Mm.
about the children uh, in the face of Romania's total abortion ban in the
Oh.
90s.
Dude,
Um,
I have heard of that, and I think it's badass because didn't the people that eventually assassinate that president that made that decree, didn't they come from the generation of those downtrodden children that were born?
I'm not sure. I don't really know anything about that. I just know about the documentary.
Oh,
But yeah, there was a total abortion ban uh,
yeah.
in Romania. And
Mhm.
so this documentary is about like children ages like 10 to 15 who were born during that timeline into families that could not support them, didn't want them, etc.
Mhm.
And all of these children are homeless and living on the streets of Romania. And I'm talking 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds,
Yeah.
like
What is
little
this called
little
again?
kids, children underground.
Children Underground. Okay.
Yeah, you can maybe find it on YouTube still, but it is so trigger warning. It is so fucking sad, to see
Yeah.
an 8-year-old child sleeping on cardboard in a train station alone because they ran away from their abusive and violent home that had, you know, 5 or 6 or 12 siblings older than them because there's an abortion ban. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, and this is something I read on Reddit, so grain of salt and whatever, but it was enacted by a president of Romania and his wife, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They enacted this ban, and they were later assassinated. And according to what I read on Reddit, it was all the unrest and all the displaced children, all the abused, like you said, all the kids on the street, the people growing up in this really hard life, they rose up and they assassinated that president.
Well, good.
Well, it's
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
and
perfect.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
in a
exact.
very dark way, but you reap what you sow,
Yeah,
I
like I
guess.
don't know exactly who assassinated, but that's just what they said on Reddit. Like the insurgents or whatever came from these very disaffected people that were affected directly by the president and his very draconian laws.
Hmm.
It's just justice.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, it's a really good documentary, but yeah, it's really sad. So just prepared if you go looking for it that it's pretty sad. But yeah, yes, the president was Nicholas.
Yep,
Not
yep,
going to try to
that's
pronounce that.
him. Yeah, I don't know how to say the last name, but I recognize the look of it. Yep.
Yeah, bad times. But I mean,
It's funny. Well, in the 90s, adoption from like by white people, like from all kinds of different countries, became really
yeah.
common. A lot of my, I was a teenager, so a lot of like my friends' parents or people I knew would adopt kids, but I never heard of kids being adoptable from Romania. You'd think there'd be a ton of
Oh,
them.
I definitely do. Um,
Oh,
Solid Caesar says also, yeah, he also banned birth control.
yeah, that's right.
Oh
He
my
did.
God.
They were fucking crazy, like crazy.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, I actually do because here when I was how old was I? 23 maybe. I when I was still in university, I did my one of my internships at our city's um uh, HIV support network place. Um, and like a lot of the clients were people who were using IV drugs or who were street level prostitutes and stuff. But
Mhm.
also, we had a significant portion of Romanian adoptees who
Oh,
Oh,
had been adopted from Romania in the 90s. And because of the orphanages
oh,
and stuff for all of the children that were unable to be cared for to provided for, they would use the same needles for all of their vaccinations. And
oh,
so many Romanian children have HIV because of it.
oh, that's
And so
yeah.
that
awful.
was
Oh,
also a big significant portion of our clientele were the parents who had Romanian children, adopted Romanian children, and they needed support for their children's medications and stuff.
oh, okay. So maybe it just wasn't in the region I grew up with, that there wasn't a lot of
Yeah, fair
adoption,
enough. Yeah.
from the Romanian side, but yeah, okay.
Yep. I just Googled about whatever. There was a trial and execution of that president and his wife.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he definitely held the power, but it was
Yeah, he was
initiatives
for
by
sure.
both of that. Yeah, he was like a despot.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. Well, thanks for joining us this evening, Lily, because I know you don't always, but we always are delighted to have you.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
And yes, I'm so glad that you could because you literally work in the industry. So
Yes.
Yeah,
good.
so for those who don't know, because I didn't really explain in the beginning of the stream, but
Yeah, please do.
I do work in a sexual health clinic and we offer abortions there. And I'm a clinic assistant there, so I spend a lot of time on the phone, a lot of time scheduling patients, and then I also assist in procedures and do all that. So, yeah, I haven't been there that long. It's been a couple of months, so I haven't been there super long time. I'm no expert yet, but even in
No,
that
but
short time,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of patients with in varying situations. And something I realized is like after actually witnessing abortion procedures and seeing that done and like I'm someone who doesn't like to hurt people. I don't like seeing people in pain. So it's something that's really hard for me to see and I'm never in there thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm so glad that she's having this happen." I don't know, it's really hard to see people struggling, but then I think this is going to be over in 10 minutes and this big stressor hanging over this woman is going to be gone, and I hope that she's able to move on and be in a better place than she would have if she wasn't able to receive that procedure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of surgeries can be traumatic. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to have that like literal frontline worker perspective and insight.
Yes.
Very appreciative.
At the end of the day, it really comes down to, do you care more about a fetus or about a woman who has
Mhm.
to carry that pregnancy and then raise that child or figure out what to do and next steps, and I'm always going to care about the woman who's already here.
Mhm.
And it just boils
Yeah,
down to that at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yep.
it's amazing how many people just don't care about the woman. Like she's just
A
a
vessel.
vessel. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Well, sorry for the chaotic stream.
It wasn't that bad, actually.
Well,
I was expecting him to be way worse
he's
based on what you said.
pretty bad.
I mean, he's very naughty, but like I was expecting it. We were able to get through it. Let's
Yes.
just put it that way.
Yes, and thanks to the chat for putting up with my chaos this evening.
It's okay. They got to hear us talk about labubus and stuff, so it's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming tonight.
Yes. So yeah, probably
Yeah.
wrap up so I can deal with this Dougie and
Hmm.
This
de-stress
labubu.
because I get to go home tomorrow, thankfully. So I don't know when next stream will be possible. Probably not next week at all, unfortunately, but maybe the week after. We'll see. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
thanks everyone for joining this evening. I got really nothing, but thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Bye.